article, the affirmative action, the affirmative side, brought up some interesting points on fairness. Now, in the peer-reviewed journal, Dialectical Thinking and Fairness, they bring up some interesting points on how fairness can be brought about, or how most people actually view what fairness is, especially when taking into consideration affirmative action. There's this quote: the key assumption underlining fairness-based views of affirmative action policies is that inconsistent treatment is itself likely to be perceived as not being fair. This assumption is probably well-founded. Consistent treatment, as mentioned, is one of the bedrock principles associated with procedural fairness. However, this also implies that if inconsistent treatment is made palatable, then affirmative action policies will be viewed as fair. As long as these lines, we argue that dialectical thinkers are less likely to view preferential treatment as unfair. What that does is it brings up how a person's their own opinions and how their own views of the verbiage can actually change their views of fairness. Now, more on to fairness. General Colin Powell's position on Proposition 209 brings up some interesting points about fairness. What they do is, Ward Connolly has already used his influence to get children of his rich and powerful friends into the University of California. Proposition 209 reinforces the who do you know system that favors cronies of the powerful. There are those who say we can stop now. America is a colorblind society, but it isn't yet. There are those who say we have a level playing field, but don't yet. That was retired General Colin Powell. Now, they also mentioned that Prop 209 was passed. I'd like to bring up some, not discrepancies, but some issues with how Proposition 209 was passed. Proposition 209 was passed in 1996. It also had the lowest voter turnout in the past 5 years, of only right around 40% of all registered voters actually voting, and it only came out to having right around a 9% difference. I have some more quotes from the Dialectical Thinking and Fairness peer journal. It says that support for strong preference policies, on the other hand, is likely to be lower than support provided by identity-blind diversity policies, because strong preference policies also violate principles of merit, i.e. distributive fairness, by considering group membership before qualifications for the job. And what this is doing is it's talking more about just how affirmative action policies and events are viewed in an interesting light, and they're not taking into consideration aspects that would change your opinion.